So, it's been a little bit over a month since the last time we did a concept video. And honestly, that part's on me, okay? I forgot to record another one. I know, I can hear the booing. Calm down. I say calm your ass down. And I pretty much asked you guys to make new Siege operator concepts around Siege X. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing in today's video. If you guys want to be in these type of videos, be sure to comment down below your own operator. All you have to do is say the name of the operator, if the operator is attack or defense, the ability, main weapons, gadgets, armor and speed, and if you really want to, include the lore. And that's pretty much it. We have a lot of fun making this series, so don't be afraid or shy to actually partake. But if I'm being real, if your idea is poo-poo caca fart ass, I'm probably gonna make fun of you, but it's all okay in the share of love of Siege. I will say these videos do take a good minute to create. So I don't know, 1,800 likes. If we hit that goal in the first 24 hours, whatever the top 10 comments are for operators, will be featured in the next concept video. Also, be sure to go follow my Twitch at NFX. I do stream every day. Regardless, let's get right into it. All right, we have our first victim. I mean submission from the lunchtime pod. Operator name Nimble. Reminds me of a cat already because cats are nimble, but that's an interesting name. Oh, this is different. Logo is a simplistic style cardinal with explosions around his face. That's the first time anyone's actually come up with a symbol or logo idea, and honestly I appreciate the hell out of it. Nimble is an attacker. Primary weapons are the AUG A2, MP7, and the MP5 SD. That is a very diverse loadout choice. An underrated assault rifle, the MP7, which is a pretty solid SMG, but the MP5 SD only exists on Echo, and seeing it on attack would be very crazy because all the MP5s are only on defense. Secondary, the Kratos 357 and the MK19mm. I'm pretty sure that's Buck's pistol. So far, if I had to rate the weapons, I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10. I'm not really crazy about the AUG or the MP7, but the MP5 SD on attack does sound interesting. This operator is 2 speed and 2 armor, pretty solid. No one can complain about it. Gadgets, flashbangs, smoke grenades, as well as grenades. Ooh, a lot of versatility in that. No hard breach or breach charges, interesting. Age, 27. Real name, Ezra Tate. Race, Caucasian. Birthplace, Arizona. I forgot that state existed. I just think of Arizona iced tea personally. Appearance, about 5'6", white male with a thick buzz cut. Clean shaven and somewhat skinny, lean build. Sounds just like me in terms of being skinny and lean. Unique ability, the CD, aka the capsule drone. Oh, so it's a drone operator. This drone acts like a Flores drone, except you pick a gadget and you can only get one of each. I don't know what that means. You can use them normally or deploy your CD with available grenades like Flores drone. And you can detonate it after driving it somewhere. It works by removing the grenade pin, then jamming it into the drone, preventing it from detonating, and when activated, releases it. They all have detonation times, as if you were to throw one regularly. However, you also can pick one of each. For example, you can bring 1 flash and 1 grenade, or 1 smoke and 1 flash, etc. Oh, okay, so at first this was confusing me. So it's pretty much like a Flores drone, but it's a drone that pretty much has the ability to rotate between a grenade, flashbang, as well as a smoke grenade. That's interesting. Essentially what this operator sounds like is it pretty much just acts as a more accurate throwable, I guess, because you could just drive a flashbang straight into somebody. This would essentially make roam clearing pretty insane. Imagine you're roam clearing a vigil and your teammate's right behind that drone. If you flashbang somebody, you're pretty much getting that attacker a free kill. That's actually insane. At first this was kind of confusing me because it sounded just like a Flores drone, but it pretty much is like a combination of Flores mixed with Capital because you have the ability to switch between like abilities, and I do appreciate that. But here are the counters: Mute, Mozzie, Aruni, Tubarão, Solus, Wamai, and Jaeger. So those are the direct operators. For Aruni, it pretty much just acts like a normal Aruni gate. If you drive the drone into it, it destroys it. That's quite simple. But the fact that Wamai and Jaeger are counters is kind of insane. When it detonates, Wamai and Jaeger's gadget instantly acts on the CD and destroys it. Oh, so it's not like the drone blows up. It sounds like the drone like shoots a projectile of a flashbang or a grenade or a smoke. So Jaeger and Wamai would be a pretty good counter to this. Also, it says electricity will destroy the CD, which makes sense. It also says you could just shoot the drone before it gets detonated. The grenade will still go off though. So you could destroy the drone, but essentially it just works as fucking martyrdom. from Black Ops and the grenade will still go off. Overall, the ability sounds pretty goddamn useful. Like I said before, it's pretty much just a more accurate grenade or projectile. And honestly, I would use this for roam clearing. Again, like I said, just pop a drone in front of me, use a flashbang, flash whoever trying to roam clear, and it's boom, a free pick. But here's the lore for this operator. After soaring through military ranks in the Marines, he was recruited into Rainbow and was training at Hereford when the Karis Legion attacked. Ooh, so that has something to do with the more recent lore of this story for R6. That's actually awesome. He managed to survive and take out multiple traitors and was recruited along with Rora. After a while of warming up to the people, he seemed to especially connect with people such as Ram, Rora, due to them being recruited together, Blackbeard, and even talks to Mute occasionally, although Mute doesn't seem interested in his conversation. He has yet to give an opinion on him. Other operators notice that Ram seems to have a great influence on him, and Nimble is practically attached to her hip. The dude is a D1 glazer, low-key. Whether it's out of inspiration or affection, many operators notice this. Ram or Nimble have yet to comment on it. He spends a lot of time with Blackbeard, with Nimble explaining to others that he feels like a father figure to him and someone he trusts. Many others, however, complain that he seems to be inconsistent. Many describe how some days he'll be super hyper and talkative and extremely competitive, and to others he'll be completely antisocial. They worry that this shifting in confidence could interfere in a mission. Okay, interesting lore, a little bit all over the place and kind of confusing, I'm not gonna lie. But overall, I do like the fact that Hereford base and the recent event actually correlates with Nimble's lore, I guess. Meaning it was very recent, so that's pretty cool. If I actually had to rate this character on an overall, I think I'm gonna stick with a solid 7 out of 10. I think this will be more of a roam clear operator personally. Just again, like I said, pop a drone in that bitch and put an Ash behind that drone and you're clearing everything. But overall, I do like this character and could see it being implemented into Siege X. But we're on to the next. From Bryson4182. Name is Silencó. Silencó? Pretty sure that just means silence. I don't think I pronounced that right. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Origin, Mexico. Primary is the AK-102 and the AS Val. Ooh, the AS Val, that's interesting. Both with custom ghillie skins similar to Ace's special AK skin. So in other words, his guns got drip. Got it. Secondary, Beretta with an extended mag. Holy shit. Do we even have a Beretta in this game? I don't think we do. Gadgets, smokes and EMPs. Roll, attacker, stats, 3 speed, 1 armor. And here's the special ability. It's called Phantasma Grenades. The grenades are similar to Thatcher's EMPs, but create an invisible bubble that makes all noise inside the Phantasma bubble completely silent. Amount 3. Oh my god, this is kind of broken. So, creates an invisible bubble that makes all noise inside. Okay, so you can still see through this bubble, but it's just very quiet. Initially, if you're a good Rainbow Six Siege player, you just thought about one key thing: quick planting. So essentially, if you throw a Phantasma grenade on somebody that's planting, it should, in theory, cover the sound of that plant. Also, imagine the flank routes you can come up with this. There's a lot of potential just in this ability alone. Amaro rushing. If you throw it on a window, you could rush with Amaro and it shouldn't actually make a big noise breaking through that window. Huh, I actually really like this ability. Holy shit. A 3 is kind of crazy, but at the same time, maybe 3 is perfect. Here's the lore. As a child, she was sold off to human trafficking by her parents. Jesus fucking... Oh my god. That's the first sentence. But she escaped due to her lightfoot nature. After escaping her captors, she pursued a life of violence, tracking down her captors and picking them off due to her invention, the Phantasma. Team Rainbow eventually recruited her, and she taught a young, eager Cavi her skills. She then went into retirement and returned years later to help with Rainbow defeat Deimos. Okay, so this is like an older character, it seems like. It seems like she's actually been like around the block. Maybe like a female Sam Fisher. Also, he included a voice line. He said something about, he said also a special voice line when Kavera interrogation. Something like, I taught you well, Cavi. Yes, hi-fi, she's a baddie. Jesus Christ. This is interesting. I will say, just, the lore is, again, the lore is a little bit all over the place, but it's a lot easier to, track this one than the one previous. But we're not here to rate the lore. We're here to rate the operator itself. Primary and secondary weapons, I'm gonna give a solid 8 out of 10. I just would love to see the AS Val in Siege. But overall, including the ability, I'm gonna give this also like an 8 out of 10. That grenade could be game changing for quick plants, and I just genuinely can't get my head off that. because essentially if somebody gets a plan off, the round is gonna be pretty much on the attacker side. And with that information alone, I feel like it just has to be an 8 out of 10. Bryson, thank you for your submission. I do like this operator and can also see this one being in Siege X. We're actually 2 for 2 right now. But on to the next one. Sissy actually left a little note. He said this op was similar to Warden rework a while back. Thought it might be interesting. This is from Burning Hot Dog. What the fuck kind of name is that? Name is Optic. Side, Defender. Stats, 1 speed, 3 armor. Primary, the AK-12 and the M4. You're telling me a fucking Defender is going to have the AK-12 as well as the M4? This guy is going to be #1 picked already. Doesn't matter what the ability is, the weapon choice is already insane. Secondary is the GSH-18 and the P9. One of the worst pistols and one of the most mid pistols. No one's really getting to care about that. Gadgets, impacts, and deployable shields. Okay, just off of that alone, that's insane. But here's the primary ability. Optic would have access to a drone after a prep phase finishes. He would also have a visor that when activated would show the footage of the drone in the top left corner of the screen. Oh my god. Off rip, if you guys have ever played Rainbow Six Vegas 2, you could actually like pre-place a camera under the door and you could still move around and play, but you would be able to see the enemies moving around, so you would determine when to breach in. Off rip, without reading the rest of the ability, being able to have a pre-placed drone and a camera on your screen, meaning you don't have to take out your phone, is just free intel and free kills. Like, that's actually insane. Continuing though, would show the footage of the drone in the top left corner, similarly to a face cam. So, okay, it's just like one of my face cam videos. That's what it would look like in game. That's okay. That's actually a very good comparison. While still allowing him to shoot, use gadgets, barricades, etc. The footage would be live footage of anything that the drone can see or hear. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so I pretty much just broke it down beforehand, but I did confirm my thoughts on it already. So essentially, it's just a better Valkyrie. But I'm assuming it's also a one-sided thing where like your team won't be able to have this information. So that's interesting as well. Burning Hot Dog then said other info. While you can see the feed from the drone via the visor, to move the drone, you have to use your phone. Okay, that makes sense. So you still have to actually move the drone while taking out your phone. That's pretty solid. Second thing is, the drone is a fat-ass drone like Brava. Oh, so that bitch is not small. Essentially, it's pretty much me in drone form. Just big back of shit. The visor would slowly run out of charge, like Warden's glasses, and would need to recharge. That is awesome. Okay. That actually makes this more balanced. So you just wouldn't have a live feed 24/7. This I like. Having a recharge on this, so you can't just constantly have that screen. That's a good balance. I like that. Fourth thing, knock is invisible to the visor while her ability is active. That's fair. That's a really good counter. So this also turns into a knock buff. Fifth thing, Dokkaebi calls will stop the camera feed to the visor and will be even louder if the visor is active. Ooh, so Dokkaebi would be a great ban if you want to run this operator. You said it would be louder, so this character is kind of like genuinely cursed if they go against a goddamn Dokkaebi. Sixth thing, if the drone is destroyed or hacked, the visor will glitch if deployed, like being blocked by a mute jammer. Okay, that's an interesting visual, but it makes sense. And lastly, if Mozzie hacks a drone, Optic can select a drone camera with his phone to swap between which drone his visor sees with. Oh my god, so if you ran him with Mozzie, essentially you would just have insane intel. That's a crazy combo. We usually never see operator combos like this, so that's awesome. I'm gonna be honest, in my opinion, this is a solid 9 out of 10. I would say 10 out of 10 because as much as I love the primary weapon choice of having an AK-12 or an M4, but having that on defense with this ability is kind of crazy. I feel like we would need a bad weapon to balance this character out. By bad weapon, I mean more of an underwhelming weapon. I guess you guys in the comments below could determine what that is. But I do actually love this operator, and again, can see this being in Siege X. Burning Hot Dog, you genuinely cooked. Next operator, from Foxy the Gaming Fuchs. Name, Poison. Height, 5'6". Jesus, this guy's short. Or she. Origin, Germany. Age, 31. Attack operator. 2 speed, 2 armor. Primary weapon, Heckler & Koch G36. New weapon, Heckler & Koch MP7A1. Also a new weapon. So, okay, so it's 2 weapons. Secondary weapon, the 22 Deringer Sidewinder. I don't think I pronounced that right, but it also is a new weapon. I'll be honest, I don't know what any of these new weapons look like, so this is what it looks like on screen. I guess that's cool. I don't know. Gadgets, hard breach charge and smoke grenades. That's an interesting combo. One really good gadget and one very situational gadget. A sense of balance in that. Ability is called Gas Out. Ability is Gas Out X2, or 2 times maybe. When poison is chosen to be played, little devices will be placed in every room. When poison activates it, half of the map will be gassed. Okay, so what the fuck? That sounds kind of like broken, no? It's like smoke, but your team will have physical gas masks on. If she activates it when she's on the left side, that's the side that's going to be gassed. Enemies will have 20 seconds to get out of the gas before they're knocked down. Jesus Christ. Half a map? At this point, wouldn't you just bring this character over smoke? It just sounds like a broken smoke, I guess. But it's an attacker. This is kind of broken. Couldn't you just like essentially gas an entire site or like half of the site and then plant in the other, or force the enemy team to get out of sight? Ooh, this character's kind of broken off rip. Counters, smoke, because it's like his smoke. So I'm assuming he could just walk through this smoke. That makes sense. Scopos, they're robots. Also makes sense. Tubero, he can freeze it. He freezes fucking gas? Okay, that one doesn't make any sense. Unless he's talking about freezing the gadget, then that would make sense. Maestros, evil eyes if he could find it and shoot it. So I'm assuming he's also referring to the little devices. Mute, if the mute jammers are close enough to the gadget. Okay, that makes sense. Also, it just says everyone can technically counter it if they shoot the gadget as well. Okay, that's interesting. This fucking lore is long as shit. My god. All right, well, I'm not gonna lie, this lore is very big and I did read it, but for the sake of content, if you guys want to read it, pause right now. You have about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, let's go on to the voice lines. This is for when she's using the ability. Time to smoke them out. I think a solid like 4 out of 10. Pretty simple. Run, bitches. Okay. That's a solid 9 out of 10. All right, a lot of hostility in that voice. I like it. Killing somebody with the ability. Maybe bring a gas mask, shithead. I like how uncensored poison is. I thought you could run. Okay, that one's kind of tough. I don't know why. Sounds like a Clash line though. Maybe you shouldn't be a soldier. Jesus Christ, the straight up disrespect from that one. I'm kind of liking these voice lines. They're pretty like neat. With Grim on the team. Grim, watch your step. Okay, I guess. I don't know why is Grim in this? Grim on me. Simple. I'm not gonna lie. The Grim lines, in my opinion, are just kind of like, they're cool, but also like, why? You know what I mean? And then last one is killing somebody with the ability again. Pay more attention to your enemy. That was lame as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Solid 3 out of 10 on that one. Maybe use your eyes. Oh, you can't. And then proceeds to laugh. Jesus Christ. Bro, these voice lines are, they're interesting to say the least. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a fan of the voice lines. I like the one where it just says run bitches. That one's great. As well as calling somebody a fucking shithead. But honestly, if I had to rate this operator, I'm gonna give it like a solid 4 out of 10. I don't really understand it. It just sounds like a broken smoke but on attack. The lore, if you guys read it, was just kind of all over the place. Didn't really make any sense. But at the same time, I do appreciate the effort that was put into it. But we're on to the last operator. Sissy also had a note for this. There are similar ideas to this one, but I left this vague enough to discuss below in the comments, and for you to speculate on what this could be. Okay, so essentially, guys, we're gonna break this operator down. This is from Cody Hilton. He said, here's an idea. Name is Notch. German for dark, or knock. I don't know how to pronounce that. 2 speed, 2 armor. Position, attack. Primary, Scopos' assault rifle and the AR-15. That is an insane weapon choice. Both are W, especially the Scopos AR. Secondary, 1911 and the Super Shorty. Oh, this is the first one we actually had a secondary that's not a pistol. Okay, I like that. Gadget, hard breach, impact EMPs, and frag grenades. There's a lot of versatility in terms of gadgets, and I like that. Ability name, knockout. Disables all operators and map cameras and gadgets for about 20 seconds. Okay, that's the only thing we're getting from this. Knocks it out. So, but it's all gadgets? So it's not like Dokkaebi where you pretty much call and all the cameras are down for like that short, like 5-6 seconds of you redeeming your phone. All gadgets, that would include Maestro cameras, Aruni gates, every trap operator, including like Legion, Ella, Fenrir, Thunderbird stations for heals, ADSs, Wamai gadgets, arcades and bandits. This fucking, if that's actually the case, that's insane. That's actually broken. If that's actually the case of what this ability is, it's insane. I guess it makes sense with the name. It says German for dark. So essentially you're just going dark like Captain Price, just EMPing this shit.
Going dark.
Essentially, this is just a super duper fucking Thatcher, it seems like. And 20 seconds is a long time. Like genuinely 20 seconds is a long time. But here's the lore. German military tech worker who made a virus that can kill anything temporarily within a mile. Simple lore. I'm not gonna lie. If this, it just sounds like a genuine EMP, like a super EMP, like a satellite-based EMP. And off that notion, this shit is kind of broken, but at the same time, I would like to see this in Siege. But the only thing that I can understand to make this somewhat balanced, this can only happen once per game. Because if this is like a 3-tick thing or even a 2-tick, this would be broken. Essentially, that would be 40 to 60 seconds of just nothingness. This is an insane attack operator. It's like, it's so broken that if I were to rate it in terms of how good this character would be, it'd be a 10 out of 10 easily. But based off of how it sounds and how broken it is, it's a solid 1 out of 10. This should never be in Siege, respectfully. I understand it, but I think we can all agree, it just sounds like a way better EMP. The amount of playmaking that would commence off this. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that rating. Cody, I will say, I do appreciate this one. I do like it. It just seems kind of just broken. It seems like an ultimate from like fucking Destiny. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been today's concept video. If you guys want to partake in these future videos, comment down below what your own operator is. Like I said in the beginning, this is what you guys need to do in order to be a part of it. Comment down exactly what you see on screen. Quite simple. Like I also said in the beginning, these videos take a long time to record, so I don't know, 1,800 likes, it'll really help your boy out. But it's been a long one, so I can also hear the outro music queuing in. So play that shit.
And I'm just round the city,
Like there's nowhere to go,
And I'm just riding around the city.
like there's nowhere to go.
I'm done. I wanna cry, bitches.
What? My girl texting, my mama calling, Papa talking too close to falling, job stalling, not close to falling, but I swear that none of this is appalling. Bills piling, niggas smiling all in my face, but they snakes are valid. Stay silent, no valid, but I'm close to fouling. My
There's nowhere to go,
And I'm just riding around the city.
like there's nowhere to go,
Catch me rolling, catch me rolling.
and I got my girl texting my mama.